All right, we're good. This is
Yes.
our first go. Welcome, everybody. This is Body Comp Prescription or Body Comp RX. Uh, just a little bit about what we're going to do here. We're basically everything fitness, health, nutrition related. Just going to be talking about topics within all of those things that I just mentioned. Um, why don't we introduce ourselves a little bit and get to know who's going to be talking a little bit better. So, Jesus, why don't you go first?
Hey guys, so welcome. So yeah, as Jake said, my name's Jesus. Um, I studied exercise science at Cal Lutheran University. I recently just graduated in May 2020, in the middle of this whole pandemic. That was a pretty cool experience, nonetheless. I graduated that degree with an emphasis in health professions, right? So kind of like when I went into it, my thought process was, I might become a physical therapist. I volunteered at some PT clinics. One of the cool ones, I guess you could say, would be a sports academy. Right before it came Mom Academy, I was actually there interning for about a summer term, and it was actually pretty cool. Got to work with a lot of professional athletes, a lot of college athletes. Pretty cool. I also interned and worked at other PT clinics. Um, One of the cool things I got to do while in my undergraduate, um, I did graduate level research, and that was kind of cool. I did golf research. We were looking at different types of swings and different kind of slopes while golf players were playing, and that was cool because I had no background in golf actually. I'm not a golf player by any means, so I got to learn a lot about that. I also did another research while the semester was going on about blood flow specifically going to the brain. So that was pretty cool. We basically did research on individuals' uh, blood flow going to the brain pre and post exercise, and that was really cool. Got to work with some ultrasound machine. Pretty cool experience. I know it's kind of different than what Jake did, and I guess this is a pretty good time for Jake to tell us a little bit more about himself.
Cool. Yeah, thanks, Jesus. I'm similar to Jesus. We went to Cal Lu together. Same major. I also have a bachelor's in exercise science from Cal Lu. I graduated in May of 2019, so the year before. And I was in human performance. So he said he was in health professions. That's a little bit more bio based. Mine's a little bit more physics based, just to give you an idea. Biomechanics, mainly focusing on just like how to improve performance and studying performance, if I didn't say that enough already. Um, I did not get to conduct graduate level research while I was there, but one of the cool things that our school did do was um, allow us to, well, not even allow us, force us to basically do amateur level research
Yeah,
um, in order to graduate. So I got some experience doing that as well. Looked at a lot of squat mechanics. I even looked at um, tissue, like muscle tissue, and how it gets affected by um, massaging and other kinds of manipulation, stuff like that. So that was cool. Also got to work in a couple PT clinics. Not really my thing. I learned very early on that I didn't want to do physical therapy, but that is what it is. And then finally, um, for up until really recently, I was a trainer over at Gold's Gym. I feel like I can say that now that I don't work for them anymore. Um, but yeah, I got to work with all different kinds of people, from the sedentary individual who's just trying to look to get in shape, lose a couple of pounds, to athletes who are trying to improve at their sport, both at high school and collegiate level, no professional. Um, and as well as actors. I've had a couple of actors who are trying to um, prepare for certain roles that they were about to play. So that was pretty cool as well. But Jesus, why don't you talk to him about um, how we how we know each other and how we met?
yeah. So this actually dates back to high school. Jake and I, freshman year, we had religion class together. I think it was
Freshman
like,
year, right?
yeah, freshman year, I think we had religion class together.
Yeah.
We weren't like the closest of friends right off the bat. I think it took about a year before we were like actually close. That was mainly because of basketball. Jake and I played
Yeah.
high school basketball together, and I think that's what really like created the bond. And then we did service hours. So school actually forced us to do service hours. So one time we all, you, me, and another friend of ours, we did service hours together, and then before we knew it, we were always hanging out together. Um, yeah, and we kind of stuck around as close friends, always talking. I actually went to a different university right out of high school. I went to Mount St. Mary's University, right? I was studying something else, didn't work out. Then I went to community college, and yeah, and then before you know it, Jake was like, "Oh, you know, if you're looking to go back to university, you should consider Cal Lutheran." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll consider it."
Recruiter.
Never did anything about it until I think one day when I was working at the application, I saw that they were accepting for the spring semester, and I was like, "Oh man, so if I submit this application now, I could get accepted the next few weeks." And before you know it, spring semester, I'm there. I'm pretty sure I hit up Jake, and I was like, "Yo, so pretty much considering Kalu, you know," and I guess the rest was history. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you want to tell me a
Yeah.
little more about our experience at Kalu?
At Kalu, yeah. I mean, I think part of the reason why Jesus and I are really good friends is because when we were on the basketball team, he was point guard and he kept passing me the ball. That's a really good way to become a friend of mine. You just got to keep passing me the ball, you know. Um, but
I always tell people the story about how I got in trouble one game because I strictly only went to Jake.
yeah, coach was
Uh,
yelling at Jesus because he would only pass to my side. But I mean, I'm pretty sure
it
we won
worked.
that game, and
It worked.
you know, we had some good results. So that's all I'm gonna
Yeah.
say about that. But going back to Kalu, we were we were only roommates for a year, but we were actually neighbors for a semester. So
Yeah.
we had a dorm that was actually used for as old apartments for staff members. So it was really cool. It had two bedrooms, a living room, and a backyard. But very fortunately, when Jesus said he got in for the spring semester, so the second semester, um, that's when everyone went to go study abroad. All my neighbors went to go study abroad. So I told him, I said, you should try and move in right next to me. And
Yeah.
very luckily, they let him in, and we were neighbors our very first year. So, or
Yeah,
our
that's
very first
cool.
semester together. And yeah, we basically like, at that point, we had only like trained together. We didn't have any classes together because we were at different points um,
In school, yeah.
yeah, in school basically. So we didn't get to share very many classes,
Yeah. But we were always
um,
together.
but yeah, our senior year we became roommates, and basically our whole day was spent together. We had some classes together. We went to work together before and after school, and
Yeah.
then we'd basically come back, chill, do homework, whatever studying we needed to do, and then we would go work out together. And then basically from like 10 to like midnight, we would just mess around with our roommates and do like dumb stuff, and that's
Yeah.
what it is.
That's it.
So
I do. I don't think I would ever spend so much time with one individual other than Jake. It was 24/7. Even on the weekends, I was just with Jake.
oh yeah, I mean, yeah, aside from like going out and doing stuff on the weekends, like
Yeah.
pretty much our whole time was spent together. So
Fun times, fun
cool,
times.
cool. Jesus, why don't you talk to him a little bit about like your goal for the podcast and kind of like why you're doing this? Because I know your goal and why you might be doing this might be a little bit
Yeah.
different from mine. So why don't you go into that a little bit?
Yeah. So I think the goal of this podcast, I think it's a good way for those who don't necessarily work out every day or know much about nutrition or health or anything related to fitness, but they want to get their foot in the door. They want to try these things. They want to try certain diets. They want to try certain exercises, but they don't really know where to begin or what is the right or wrong method. And even for those who are already into fitness, into nutrition, into all this, um, they may be wondering, are like, okay, well, I know I've already built some muscle. How do I build more muscle? Or how do I cut down? How do I lean out? And they don't know where to begin. I think our podcast will serve as another resource, because we're not just going to be your like men's health or other kind of like Instagram or YouTube influencers where we're just throwing this information at you, like how to get bigger arms, do this exercise for
Not
30
yeah,
days.
not trying to clickbait you into just watching whatever we're trying to put out there,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And I think we'll be a good resource because we'll tell you our opinions, we'll tell you where we're coming from, and you'll know where we're coming from when we say this option is better than the other option. And I think that's really cool resource for anyone who wants to get into fitness, or anyone who wants to get into nutrition, or someone who's already into all that and wants to improve, or really wants to know why are they intaking so many grams of protein per day? Why is that beneficial? Because someone could already be doing these things, but they don't really know the answers to why they're doing this.
Yeah, so I think what you're trying to get at is kind of like we're we're giving our opinions, but we're still being objective, right? So that
Hmm.
way we're still seeing both sides, but we're sharing our experiences and our knowledge to what we already know about the topic, maybe. Um, so yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think on my side, I think um, my goal and kind of like why I want to do this is because um, I want to help create people who can understand for themselves, because a lot of times and this has been since even high school, because that's when I started training. I was super, super skinny. I was still skinny to be honest, but people noticed that I like started putting on muscle and they started asking me, they're like, oh, what are you doing? You doing this? You doing that? They always want to ask me, but it doesn't matter what I would tell them. They would just believe me without doing their own research. And, I've been training for a good few years now, as well as done the studying alongside it because it's a hobby and like an interest. But I think a lot of people just want to listen to whoever is nearest to them, almost. So
Yeah.
you'll look at like I'll go on TikTok, right, and I'll see this super shredded dude talking about how to get six-pack abs and do like a 5 exercise circuit on abs, but he's not telling you that you need to achieve the level of body fat that he's at in order to get that. Your genetics matter in order for it to look like that. And
Hmm.
doing 5 exercises for 3 rounds one time per week is not going to get you where you want to be necessarily. So
Yeah.
I just want to help filter out information so you can understand for yourself, if that makes sense,
Hmm.
because I know that's what helps me is understanding all this stuff and being able to pick and choose what I feel is important for my specific goals, and being able to block out things that just like don't make sense. So that's
Yeah.
kind of like what I want to do is help people get better at doing that. So that way um, they can come here for learning, but stay for kind of like the conversation, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah, and I
So
hope like I also hope it encourages others to, we won't be able to cover every single topic out there. So like, let's say you run into something, I hope we encourage you to do your own research, go look it up, see why this page on Instagram is telling you to do this, and eat certain things over other things. You know, I think it would be a good way to like just learn yourself to be able to go out there and do that research yourself.
exactly. Yeah. So that's that's pretty much it. We just wanted to keep it nice and short. I think we just wanted to kind of one introduce ourselves, kind of talk about what we're trying to do here. Um, and yeah, I think this is going to be exciting for everyone involved. I know I can speak for on my behalf and probably for Jesus that he's probably pretty excited about getting this done too.
Yeah.
But hopefully, you guys are going to want to keep listening. So we just want to close it out right here. We just want to say a couple of things. Um, we did go to college, but that doesn't mean we're doctors. We're not doctors, we're not dietitians. So, we are going to be talking about health, fitness, nutrition, all that kind of stuff, but we're not licensed dietitians or medical doctors. So,
Yeah.
that's why we're saying to, encourage you to do your own research as well. But yeah, this is going to be for us as much as it is for you. So I know we're going to have some fun. I know that yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I got to say. We have, if you ever want to reach out to us, everything's going to be in our Instagram bio. Our Instagram is at bodycomprx. And That's where you can find our emails if you want to reach out to us, our other socials, and, as well as a survey, so you can let us know how we're doing. Or if there's anything that you want us to talk about, you can let us know there, so that way we can always try and keep improving. Anything you got to say, Jesus?
No, I mean, I look forward to it. We've already been thinking about topics we're going to be covering. A lot of fun stuff, a lot of cool stuff, a lot of controversial topics will be brought up, and we'll cover on this podcast. So look forward to it. I hope you guys enjoy the content we'll be putting out there. We'll hopefully soon have a schedule out there, but if not, just keep your eye out for the next podcast. And yeah, look forward to it.
Cool. All right. Thanks so much, guys, for listening. We'll hope to hear from us soon. All right.
All right,
Peace.
peace.